Hello again, everyone. I'm here today with another unboxing from St. Louis Art Supply. I had a few things that I needed for an online sketching class, and they seem to have what I was looking for. So I will just take these things out and show them to you. It's basically a bunch of little small things. And I think that's it. So again, there's the usual, I think this is a sticker, and then this little ruler business card thing. I'm going to put those off to the side. And then I'm just going to, and I don't remember what that is, so I'll take a look at that here in a minute. So there's a lot of things in this box that are fun, and I do actually have, I'm going to put that box off to the side, and I do actually have a little notepad that I can swatch some of these things. So that you can see. So let's see. Oh wow, looks like that. I don't know if that label's supposed to be half and half like that. Okay, anyway, I got distracted. So let me just show you these one by one. Sorry, I forgot what I ordered, so I was kind of looking at them. Well, I'll show you this one since it's in my hand now. So this is just a smaller size ruler so that I can have this in my little sketching kit. And this has a cork backing, which is really nice because that makes it so that it won't slip. My plan was to kind of use this for small collage pieces and for the sketching class where we need a ruler. But the nice thing about the cork backing is that if you are cutting pieces of collage, it's not going to move unless you really give it the hurts to move forward. And it's nice that it's really small like this. I have a longer ruler that does have this cork backing, and I do use it quite often. Sometimes I use it for tearing paper, but I actually have a new ruler for tearing paper, which I may show on the channel at some point. But this little ruler is nice because it can just go into a sketch kit. So it's roughly 6 inches long. It's a little longer because you have some extra space there. So that's that. I don't need the packaging for that, so I'm just going to put that off to the side. So that's the ruler, and then I got this Faber-Castell pencil sharpener, which has a small and a large pencil sharpener. It looks like it was tested because it does look like it has a little bit of pencil shaving dust here. So even though this says it's for two, or it looks like it's for 2 different size pencils, on the website description it was saying that you could use the larger ones for colored pencils, and it would give you sort of a more sharp angle as opposed to a longer tip. So although here it just says standard jumbo, the description on the website said that, so I'm hoping that's actually true because I do plan to put this particular sharpener in with my water-soluble pencils. So we'll see. I'll try both with them and see. And actually it looks like I have one unsharpened pencil, so I'll go ahead and try this out. Probably just the regular hole for that. So I'll keep this aside and then I'll do that. And I think I remember what this is. So I think this is a tiny little metal nib for a, yes. So this is for a dip pen. And I'm actually not going to try this out today because I don't have my nib holder handy. But also, whenever you get a new nib, you really should clean it with a little bit of soapy water because the whatever machining residue is on the nib, it will make it so that the ink will not stick to your nib, and then it'll result in some strange, if any, writing. Okay, and this nib, let me see if I can find the description on my invoice, because I had not seen these before. This is called, let's see, so it's a number 76 rose nib from Browse. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the company, but Browse or Browza is a company that makes a lot of nibs for a variety of purposes. They're the ones that make the, I think it's called the blue pumpkin nib, which is blue and then it sort of has a rounded, almost heart-shaped tip. I've used that one before, but this one I had never seen, and it looked like it had, like it might have a little bit more flex. Yes, because it does have, it's going to be so small, I hope you can see, because it has these little cutout bits here on both sides. Here, I'll show you. Oh, sorry, I got like a blood blister there. Sorry to show you that. And so that indicated to me that it was probably more flexible, and just doing that, it looks like it is a little bit more flexible than some of the other nibs I have. So I'm just going to keep it in this little pouch for now so I don't lose it. Put that up with the ruler. And then this guy is a brush holder. This was super inexpensive, but I just thought it might be handy. I'm not sure if I'll actually use it for brushes, but I may use it for other drawing media. And there was this little foam bit, and I'm wondering if I actually want to keep that in there because I'm not sure. Because I'm not sure what I'm going to be putting in here, and it looks like it has two different steps. It looks like you can put it there for somewhat longer, and then you can twist it and it will go a little shorter there, which is kind of nice. So this is by Holbein as well, and it's, I think it said it was a brush holder, but I am definitely going to see if I can store some other things in here as well. But like I said, I'm going to leave that little foam bit in there because if I do end up putting brushes in it, I probably want to put the brush end up to that foam bit to keep them safe. So like I said, super inexpensive, but handy for carrying around. I keep planning to do some hiking, but you know, our weather here in Colorado has been really weird. Really weird. We had really, really hot weather, like in the 90s to 100s, and it was even too hot in the mountains for my liking. And then we had snow. So, and then this week it's somewhat milder, but I'm working, so can't really deal with that this week. And this looks like it got dinged up a little bit, but that's all right. It'll get dinged up with me too, and it doesn't really affect its functionality. So this guy is to hold these water-soluble graphite sticks, which is what both of these are. And I got them in a couple of different weights. I actually already have a 9B. So basically in the B's, the higher the number, the softer the graphite is. So I already had a 9B, and for some things, I actually really love a soft graphite, but for some things I needed a less soft graphite. So I have a 6B and then I have a 2B. And I think the 6B is what I got to do one of my sketching classes online. And actually this is a water-soluble pencil as well. It's graphite, but it's 4B. And these are completely graphite. Like the whole stick is graphite, and this is obviously in a pencil form. And these water-soluble graphite sticks were super cheap at St. Louis Art Supply. I'd seen them for so much more expensive. They were $1.49 a piece, which I had never seen them that inexpensive. I had seen them for like, you know, $4 or $5 a piece. So I was really excited to find these, and they last a really long time. So I've had my 9B for quite some time, and I haven't really made a dent in it. So so it should be fine. I'll go ahead and see if I can get this to work. So I've used these for soft pastels before. There's holders like this that will hold soft pastels. Basically, it is so that you can hold something without getting graphite, in this case, graphite all over your fingers. So usually there is this little push mechanism in the back, and then you are able to, you are able to put your little media down in there, and then when you let it go, it grabs it really, really tight, and it's not going to fall out. So, and then you can kind of use this how you want and not get graphite all over your fingers. The nice thing is that this already has a label on it, but once you get down to past where the label is, I mean, you're going to end up unwrapping. And sometimes I will use different ends just depending on what kind of line I want. And I will also use this with a paintbrush. It's essentially like a graphite watercolor. So, but like I said, the smaller you go down in the numbers, the harder the lead, the higher you go, the softer the lead when you're in the B's. I think these only come in the B range. And there's only a few different ones. I saw the 9B, which I already have. I saw the 6B and the 2B, but I think that was it that they have. But it's a bargain for what you get. And it'll last you a really long time. $1.49, that's like a steal. So, so I'm going to leave it out of the holder for now, and I'll test these out for you here in a minute. I'm just going to put that holder off to the side. And then, like I said, this is a 4B graphite water-soluble pencil, so I'll test that one for you as well. This is a new pen that I had not seen before. It's a Pentel Finito. It says extra fine porous point pen, and I'm not quite sure what that means. So I'll try writing with it. I just got it because basically, like I said, it was another super cheap thing that I just thought I would try. How much was this one? $2.25. It was $2.25. Like, this whole order is full of really cheap stuff. So I thought I would just get it and try it. And then this is a 6B pencil. It's not water soluble, it's just a soft pencil. And this is another thing that I needed for one of my sketching classes. So the bulk of this is for that sketching class, but I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen this one. Let's see, I'm wondering if there is a way to lock that out, or it doesn't look like it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try the normal hole here. And I do actually have an electric sharpener in my studio, but this is more for when I'm not at home. It seems to be sharpening pretty well so far. Yeah, and I actually don't want a super, well, I'll do it a little bit more, but I don't want a super sharp tip. That's probably good. Okay, and this is, what brand is this? Tombow Mono is the brand of that. And yeah, that seems to work fine. I think that when you need to get the shavings out, I think that you pull this bit out and then throw away the shavings that are inside. So it's also nice that it holds the shavings, because if you are out somewhere, you don't want to be putting pencil shavings everywhere. So I'm going to put all those aside. This is just a little watercolor sketch pad in B6. I got this from Jet Pens. It is a really thin paper that is suitable for watercolor, but you can't put a ton of heavy media on here. But for this, it's perfect. It's just gonna be some tests. So here is the soft. Now see, that gives you such a nice dark line. Basically, and you can get some nice shading on the side, which is why I was okay with it being a little bit long. And like I said, this is not water soluble. It is just essentially a graphite pencil that is normal. And you can see the texture of the paper there. So, so you could use it for shading, cross-hatching, or just, you know, just drawing. Okay, so that is the Tombow Mono 6B pencil. Okay, nice. And then I'm going to, well, I'm going to try all the non-water soluble media first, and then I will do the water soluble media, and then I'll put water on it to show you the difference. So like I said, this is a Pentel Finito. Oh wow, that's a really nice black line. I do want to know if this is water soluble though. So I will try some water on this as well. Wow, that is really nice, and it feels really nice. I mean, if that is not water soluble, that's going to become my new sketch pen, because it's so black and smooth when you write with it. So this is a Pentel Finito with an exclamation mark. Yeah, that's a super nice writing pen. But like I said, we will see if it is water soluble or not, because I don't think it indicated that on the website. So this is the Faber-Castell 4B water-soluble graphite. So what I'm going to do, so I'll just show you like that you can make lines like that, but I'm gonna do sort of a little swatch here, and then I'm going to put the water on the end here. But I'm going to say that this is the Faber-Castell 4B. This seems not super soft. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to the higher B's for pens. I mean, yeah, well, this was 6B. This felt so much softer. But, you know, maybe that's just the difference between 4B and 6B. I usually prefer a softer pencil. So this is the Graphite Aquarelle. Okay, and I'll leave that so that I can kind of put it out here with the water. So I'm going to put that away. Okay, I'm going to do the, just do the same. See, now this 2B feels softer than the 4B. And I will actually label this with the pen. I'm going to label it with the pen because this pen is really nice and smooth. So this is by Lyra or Lyra. Lyra. I'm just going to say WS for water soluble. 2B graphite. They're actually calling this a graphite pastel. And oh, that's interesting. This is not, it doesn't say it's a water-soluble pastel. Fascinating. And there's actually not much difference. We may see a difference when I add water. So I'm going to do that. And then this is the Lyra water-soluble 6B graphite. Yeah, that pen is the bomb. I am really liking that. Felt tips, like if I'm not writing with a fountain pen, felt tip is generally my first choice after that. It's kind of a tie actually for felt tips and gel pens, but I do prefer that. And I do have some water off to the side. It's a little dirty, but it doesn't matter for our purposes. I forgot to fill it up with new water before I started here. I'm actually not going to show it to you. It's quite dark. But I do have this Princeton number 10 round heritage brush that I'm just going to use for this. So let's try this one first. So it's definitely water soluble, and you can see that you get quite a light shading when you are doing that. And over here you can't see the marks, but, and I'll show this to you closer here in a minute, but here where I kind of did the little sketchy thing on the paper, you can actually see the marks of the pencil. And then this is the Lyra 2B Graphite Pastel. And that, see, now that's 2B, and that is so much darker and more my speed. Because like I said, I got the 4B specifically for the sketch class, and these two I got them to possibly use, and I think I might. Okay, so you can definitely see the difference here. I'm trying not to get them to blend together, sorry. You can definitely see the difference. So the 6B is definitely darker, but you can still see the pencil marks underneath. So I'm going to show this to you close up. Oh wait, first let me put, oh, I don't know. I don't think that is water soluble. I think what I'm getting on here is, yes, I think it's still from the graphite. I don't think I got all of the, well, it might be slightly water soluble, but still, even if it's just slightly water soluble, I can probably use it. I'm actually going to let the writing dry for a little bit longer, and then at the end of the video I will put some water over the writing there and see if it made a difference. So here you go. This is just the 6B pencil from Tombow. Then we have the Pentel Finito, which I highly recommend after trying. I'd never heard of it before, but it's super smooth in writing, and I really like the line weight. I think it's a 0.5. Does it say? It looks like a 0.5 to me, but I don't know if it actually says. It just says extra fine, porous point pen. But love it. And again, I'm going to do another water test over this later so that it can get a little bit more chance to dry. Even if it's just this little bit, if that is truly from the pen itself and not carry over from these graphite pencils, because there is quite a bit of graphite, I might still use it for sketching because that's not a ton of bleed, and that might actually blend in to my painting, and it's not feathering at all. So it might actually work. This is the Faber-Castell 4B water-soluble pencil. Graphite Aquarelle is what it's called. So that's the lightest one, which is strange because it's 4B and this is 2B. So this is the Lyra Water-soluble Graphite Pastel in 2B. Really nice, but a little bit lighter than the 6B Graphite stick by Lyra. And this is what I was talking about, how you can still see, it's actually a little less prominent on the pencil. But for these sticks, it's because it's so saturated with graphite. Unless you have a pretty light touch, you're going to get that underneath. And what I generally do with my Lyra 9B water-soluble stick is that I'll actually sometimes just leave it in my watercolor palette, and then I'll brush on the tip. Actually, let me go ahead and show you. So this is still wet. So what I will do is I will just leave it laying there, and then I'll just brush on the side, and then I will be able to get graphite directly from that. And then you won't have the under markings. And it actually gets pretty dark, especially with the 9B. So, okay, so let me make sure I don't have any of that graphite left on this brush. And part of it could be this water that I'm using, which is filthy. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna, yes, okay, so I think that little bit of bleed is coming from the pen. And I'm still wondering if you let it dry even longer, because it seems like each time I'm doing it, it's a little lighter. So if you wrote with this one day and then watercolored over it next, or drew with it, that might work. But either way, it's a great pen. Even if it were water soluble, it'd be just great for general writing. All right, well, that's it for today. Not my usual watercolor, but you know, close to it with water soluble pencils. And just some more really fun stuff from St. Louis Art Supply. I've really been liking them, and their prices are great. And I think you can get free shipping over a certain amount, but I can't remember. But basically, all of these things were so inexpensive that it wasn't that much of a total regardless. So I'll just bring all those back. And I'll keep you posted on what I end up putting in this brush holder, whether I actually put brushes in it or not. It's kind of big for carrying around, like if I'm trying to travel light. And it's not super light in itself, but I definitely think it would give some protection to brushes if I needed to. And I think you can use, so this is the shorter extension, and then you can also turn it and have it in this longer extension for longer brushes or longer media. All right, well, that's fun. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe so you can keep track of future videos on my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye. Have a great day.